All right, hello, I'm Jerry McKee, and welcome to Prime Time. And it's 7 o'clock, as you can tell by all the clocks going off, so you can be able to hear all the clocks going off. So we got a special guest. She's been on here before, but she has been so busy since the last time she's been on here. I just can't see how she's still going. And she got another big event coming up that we're going to talk about. And you're going to have to go to this event here. It's going to be awesome. And we're going to talk about it, all the little things that's going on with that, and talk about how she gets the time to get all this stuff arranged. And, I don't know how she does it, because I've been watching her closely over these past, since our first interview, and looking, I said, man, she got this done that time. I got this done this time, and then they got a lot more stuff coming up, and I know your mother's is not tired at all. I'm just wondering if she's just keeping a schedule. That would make me tired on it. So, but let me show you who we're talking about. Madison. Madison, you can introduce yourself while I do a couple little things.
I'm Madison Gregory. I'm Miss Union County Fair Teen. I will be competing in Miss South Carolina Teen in June, and I'm happy to be back.
Well, we're glad to have you back, and we're going to get, boop, there we go. I'm doing a couple extra things while I got her on there. I figured her face looks better than mine, and so right now we're going to come back in just a few moments here. We're going to do a commercial from Keepsake Jewelers. Mother's Day is coming up, so remember, go to Keepsake Jewelers to get some of your great things for Mother's Day. They got all types of prices to fit every budget. All right, we're back after the commercial. Don't forget Mother's Day. It's coming real quick, so don't be left out in the cold and have to rush down to Keepsake Jewelers and get something for Mother's Day. Don't do like I did one time. I had to stop by the convenience store, and that doesn't work very well because they know everything at the convenience store. They shop there too. Well, Miss Madison, you have been a busy person. Tell me, or tell everyone, all the things you've been doing before we get to this part here, because they think I'm kidding that you. I believe you do more than Miss America does when she's doing things for her crown.
I have definitely done a lot. I probably can't remember all of it. I know some of the main things I've done was I was able to throw a princess tea party. That was a lot of fun. I was able to speak at Rotary Club and City Council. I threw the first softball pitch. I've been able to go around to all the elementary schools. I'm actually starting with Foster Park this week, so I'm excited about that. I think that's pretty much it. I was able to go with all of the contestants to the State House, and we were introduced that to the State House. That was pretty fun. And we also had workshop weekend back in March, and we got to meet all the girls. So that was pretty fun too. So I have been pretty busy, but
Well, let me ask you this: when you threw, was it the baseball or softball?
softball.
Softball. Now, did you fast pitch it to them, or did you just throw it?
I just threw it. I'm not a softball player, and it was kind of a last minute type thing. So I just got out there and I did it. And one of my princesses, Charlotte, actually got to throw it too. So that was pretty cool.
Well, that's great. Yes. So, how did you do in throwing it? Did you get it across the plate?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Okay.
That's the main thing.
Right, because I was growing up, and they always holler, says, "Hey, you're throwing out like a girl, Jerry," and I'm saying, "Oh, really? How do you do that?" And but I've seen some fast pitch softball. Some of these girls are doing the Bantam Chef girls. Wow, they're just super fast over that. Now the tea party. I remember the tea party you was getting together with the little children. How did that go? Tell us a little bit about that. How did it go?
It went really well. We had little cookies for them to decorate. So we had some in crown shapes and some hearts, and they got to kind of do it with their families. And then we also had a little bracelet kit set that they were able to kind of design and make their own bracelet to wear. So that was pretty cool.
But it's pretty neat. Did any of them dress up like little princesses?
Yes,
They
a
did?
bunch of them did.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, they probably think that you are one too, with the crown and all that. Have you had any children come up to you and ask you that, are you Princess Leia, or you're Princess like one of the characters?
Yes, I actually going to elementary schools. I've had multiple questions like, "Do you live in a castle? Do you ride in a limo?" Just different things like that, and you kind of just have to break their imagination and tell them that you are just like them. But I've had a bunch of crazy questions like that.
Limo. Maybe I know someone. We might be able to borrow your limo next time you go to one of these schools like that. That
Yes.
we'll put you in a back and drive up in a limo. That way, it really gets their
Attention.
wow.
Yeah. I think the craziest question I've been asked is if I had a pet unicorn. That was probably the craziest question I've had.
Well, that'd be pretty neat. Do a green screen with the unicorn right there beside you. Where I know they've made some horses look like unicorns. That'd be pretty neat. Green screen with it.
Yeah.
Well, children have a grand imagination, and you tap in on that imagination and bring them a part of it, and that's a great thing that you're doing. Now let's look at some. This coming Saturday, May 6th, from 11 to 2, and this is at USC Patrons Park.
Yes.
And that's where the gazebo. That's where the gazebo's at. The gazebo.
Yes.
Okay, yes, gazebo. Okay. Areas that's where they had the graduation, and so if they not premiere there, that's a beautiful grounds right there. Tell us a little bit about that, about the proceeds. Where are the proceeds going to, and who is helping?
So it is a fundraiser for all first responders and law enforcement. We have a bunch of different activities that will be raising money for them. We have a couple of vendors coming to set up their booths. We have a cornhole tournament. We have a raffle and Plinko boards. I think it's going to be a pretty good event. I'm really excited.
Now, the benefits here is for the local first responders, and so that's a great benefit given it, because I've seen the community really helping out with this right here, and you're going place to place. I said, well, there she is again, and and for the cause, what made you think that this was the cause that you wanted to proceed? Because there's so many things out there. And what touched you to do for the first responders?
Well, my papa was actually a police officer for 32 years. He worked with the sheriff's office and did multiple different jobs. And I feel like, I always want to honor him and still keep him, around in his legacy. And I feel like that was just something that he probably would have done. And I wanted to support law enforcement and first responders as much as I could, because that's something he always did.
Well, and that's great, because they they do not get paid a lot like a lot of people that works and got these big careers that even I think even some of the fast food workers probably make more than they do, and they work different nights. They have to see tragic. They have to go in emergency status, and those folks is one you want to see when you really need help. And folks, if you see the number up there, 864-441-9382, you can call in and you can ask questions for me, or if you want a good answer, you want to call Madison. So you can call her, and she will enlighten you on some questions there. And let me switch back over here to a little closer flyer to you. Now, this is going to first responders. And what are some of the free games and how are the games put together? Because I see bowling. And I know you're not putting a bowling alley up there.
So it is a big blow-up set. It's actually pretty big, and we're just going to have that set up. And one thing, we have a life-size Connect 4 that will be there. We're having spike ball, just a bunch of different free games for the children to enjoy while the adults, play cornhole or shop or whatever. So.
Well, have you ever played the Connect 4 when you was growing up?
I played the little board game, but I've
Right.
never actually played like the life size like we're going to have.
Yeah, and it's pretty fun because I was playing with it, and even now I'd sit there and play with some children. I wouldn't, they'd probably beat me now. But the bowling, is it is it the plastic blow-up bowling and the balls too that
Yes.
you roll down through there? Okay. And spike ball, what is that?
It's kind of like a little net and these little balls, and you kind of just throw it at the net and try to keep it bouncing up at the net. You have a group of people. It's pretty popular, I'd say, with our generation right now. So
Kind of like pickleball.
yeah.
Yeah, it's and when I started hearing that, like I'm trying to think, pickleball. Is this like they look like a pickle, or do you take real pickles and do this with? And someone had to. I finally went on YouTube University and found out what it looked like to do that. Now, just for these, I know it's free games and things for people to come in, just to come in to look around and go to some of the vendors, or is there any cost with that?
So the games are free. There is no cost with that. The only game, we have a couple of games that require a fee, like the cornhole tournament, and then of course the raffle and Plinko and stuff like that. But there's no cost for like the Connect 4 or the bowling or anything like that.
Oh, okay. So they can actually come on without paying a fee, and hopefully they will give a donation, of course, for this. This is a fundraiser, and so hopefully they can do that. But if not, the ones that can't, it's for them. It's for the community that's coming out. Now you have a registration fee or registration time at 11:30, correct?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the cornhole event.
So the cornhole is going to be $20 a person. Like it says, sign up is at 11:30. Whatever money we make off of the registration, half of that will be the prize given to the winning team. So you kind of get, a little cash prize with it.
Oh well, that's good. And a blind draw. Explain that. Is that?
You kind of we pick you out, and that's your teams. You go into a bucket, and we pick you out, and then your two people.
So you're not really coming there. So I got my partner here, and we're going to play this right here. So because there'll be some dead ringers in there, wouldn't it? If they pick me, I think, oh wow, I pity them.
It's completely random.
Well, that's good because it's not giving a disadvantage to someone else that say that this does this for a living or competition. It just gives everybody an equal playing ground. And you said it's $20 per person, correct?
Yes.
And what is the 50-50 cash prize?
So like I said, that is kind of the every donation that's made to the registration of the cornhole tournament, half of that is the prize that will be given to the winners. So.
Oh, great. And if you see right in front of Madison, you'll see that crown there is sparkling, and it's, Have you ever been to one of these places that had the ball that turned around, all the little flashing lights like it, or the lights bouncing off the mirror and stuff? But this is not a mirror, and it's beautiful. It flashes off. So I hope you can see that. I know part of the numbers got it just a tad there a little bit, but we'll slide over here in a minute. And so you're talking to the Miss Teen of Union County Fair, and she's doing some great things, and she's got a great thing coming up, which we're going to talk a little bit more about. And so I want you to stay tuned, and we'll be right back just after this message right here. We've got Keepsake Jewelers as our sponsor, and we will be back right after this.
Yeah.
Before we switch paper, I'll come back. All right, we're back, and that was Keepsake Jewelers, and we're talking to Miss Teen Union County Fair, Madison Gregory, and she's talking about the events coming up this Saturday. Do not mistake it for another date. This Saturday, May 6th.
Yes.
And so it's going to be a great time for everyone. And make sure I just get my time. It's from 11 to 2 is the time. So you really got a short window there to have a lot of fun. And let me, I think you want to explain some of the ticket drawing.
Yes. So we will be having a raffle. We have had a bunch of different gift certificates donated from small businesses as well as items. So basically there will be a little cup in front of each item. You go and place your ticket in whichever item you would like. We will do drawings, I would say, pretty frequently on each item. And in order for you to receive the item that you were picked for, you have to be present when we draw them.
So they can't be home and thinking somebody's going to call them up, deliver it to them, and you've got to be there to win. And can you give us some hints on some of the prizes going to be there from these tickets?
I know that there is going to be some gift certificates for La Fagata, some from El Bell. I know we've had a couple of Michael Kors bags donated, as well as some cups and T-shirts and book bags and different things like that.
Well, that's great. And how do they get these tickets? Do they buy them there, or can they buy them ahead of time before they get there, or they have to be buy when they get at the
It will
event?
be when you get there. You will buy them as you get there. It'll be $1 for one ticket or $5 for 6 tickets. So that's kind of how we're going.
Okay. And when they get there, where would they go to buy these tickets? Will you have a booth set up or table set up
Yes.
where they can come there and get it? Okay, great. Plank board.
Yes.
Tell me about a plank board.
So it is this big black board. You have a little token and you drop it at the top and it kind of goes
Like
down.
Price is Right.
Exactly. And you land into, I think it's going to be like 1 through 5. If you land in the 2, you get 2 tickets put in the bucket. If you land on 5, 5 tickets. And then once we've kind of got a pretty good amount, we will draw a ticket out, and if we draw your ticket, you win half of the money that we raised from the Plinko board.
Wow. You can win half, or if you win the half, you can donate it back.
Yes.
See, you got all kind of options there. So that's a good thing to do. Now, some of your vendors there, who is going to be doing your sound and some of your music there?
Well, we kind of just going to do it on our own, I think was kind of the plan we have. I know we're going to have a speaker and microphones because we have a couple of guest speakers coming and surprise visitors coming, and we're going to kind of just do it ourselves.
Okay, I've seen DJ Big there. That's the reason I was.
He's coming to do food. He will be there with barbecue, and hot dogs and things like that. So.
Okay, so he's bringing some food there. Okay, well, I think he could play music and cook too. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I didn't know if he was going to have, because I've seen DJ Big. He's always known for
Yeah.
being a DJ.
Yeah.
And he's good at that. So we're going to see how good his barbecue and hot dogs are too. I think it's 2 on the plate, 2 hot dogs on the plate with slaw, beans, chips, cold drink, and water. $10 to $12. So it can range from right there. Yeah, that's a good deal. I mean, you can't hardly go get a Happy Meal for that. And plus, DJ Big cooking it there. You're getting it hot right off the press. So that's great. I see you have another vendor you can tell us about.
We have Down South Water Ice coming, as well as Trent Atkinson with his boiled peanuts. Everybody I know is loving his. I think it's the dill pickle peanuts. That's very popular right now. Rhonda Gregory with her sweets and desserts. I was actually able to go help her at the spring market, and help give out some of her delicious treats. We have Vanderford Snowballs coming, and then we have a couple of clothing vendors coming, like The Closet with Ronna Pruitt, Allie's Barn Boutique, and Colby's Customs. I had the opportunity of being a part of the Bruin-Tins Tunnels to Towers in December. I think we might have talked about that last time I was on here.
Yes.
They actually were generous enough to send down some of their merchandise for us to raise money for them. So we're actually raising money for Tunnels to Towers as well. And then we have Misty Whitlock there selling her red aspen nails, and then we will have face painting for the kids by Katie Black.
Now, the Down South Water Ice, that's almost like icy, right?
Yes.
Because I've had some of those, and it's real good. It's actually a little bit better than icy.
I love their ice. It's a different kind of ice.
It is, yes. And it can get a blueberry and turn your tongue. So, kids like it. And Rhonda Gregory's amazing sweets. Oh, yes. She tell you what all the sweets she's going to be bringing?
I don't know exactly. I'm guessing it's going to be kind of like at the spring market, some cake pops, some cupcakes, things like that. Yeah. So.
And cake pops, they just really started coming in real good as a fad now, and they're so delicious because you don't get cake all over your hand and like it got them on the pop, eat them. That's good. And Vanderford Snowballs. So, and don't get it confused with the Down South Water Ice, because it's totally different.
Yes.
And the weather's supposed to be beautiful.
I'm hoping.
Yes, we are too. And now you said The Closet. I didn't catch that. What is The Closet?
So it is with Ronna Pruitt. She has a bunch of different items, from clothes to book bags to jewelry to accessories, just a bunch of different things. She actually donated some stuff for the raffle, like face mask and some bracelets and book bags and stuff. So we're really excited to have her there.
Oh, well, that's great. And of course, you mentioned the Tunnel to Towers merchandise, and Allie's Barn Boutique. And I see Madison, different spelling, Lawson.
Yes.
Well, I just thought maybe you can capture in as some royalty there, somewhere like that, since she spelled the name wrong. Oh, well. So, and what kind of things does she bring to the table?
Her things are mostly the bleach t-shirts that are really popular right now. She's got a pretty wide variety of them, and some tumblers that I know she's made as well. So,
Kobe's Customs, when I think about that, I'm thinking Kobe ice cream. I want it. And that would be good to have ice cream out there. What are some of the things unique about Kobe's Customs?
It's Colby Calhoun. He actually does the same thing, just a bunch of different bleach t-shirts. We kind of wanted to have a very wide variety of them, and we are very excited to have both of them come. So,
now, are you going to get your face painted by Katie?
You know, I would love to, but I actually have very, very sensitive skin, so I'm so sad that I'm not going to be able to because it will break me out, but I really wish that I could.
Yeah, because I can imagine she's got a wide variety, and I don't know, she free-handed?
Yes.
Oh man, that's an art in itself.
Yes.
That you can do that. They wouldn't want me face painting people. No, I would be gone and fired or whatever like that because my stick people, things. Well, it's not like you got a lot of things going on. Can you tell us some of your guest speakers that you might be having? Just a hint or two.
I know for a fact that we have a couple of different law enforcement people coming. I know we have Scott Austin coming to speak for the fire department. I want to say that we might have Jeff Bailey come. He's kind of, he might come, he might not. We have, I'm trying to think. I think Annie Smith will be speaking for USC Union.
Annie,
Annie Smith.
Annie.
Yes.
Who? Let's see. Let me think of Annie. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The county council person too. Yes.
She has been a very
she's sweet.
She has been a very big help in planning Family Fun Day. She is the one who arranged for us to have it at USC Union, and she's actually the one who has planned most of the cornhole tournament. So she has been a very big help with this.
Very big and very big. She is a very big help to me and live streaming the graduation because it takes a lot of people to do that, and takes a lot of people. Oh yeah. Speaking of that, how many you got volunteers that's helping you? A lot of volunteers?
Yes. My LED, Amanda Upton, will be there, as well as her girls, Madison and Kennedy. And I think Tristan will also be there. And Amanda's husband, Sean, will be there as well, as my mom and my grandmother will be there. And Annie will also be there, as well as one of my cousins from Greenville. So we have a pretty big amount of helpers.
Well, that's great. Well, they'll be wearing some like cool looking shirts as staff.
Yes, we actually are going to all have matching T-shirts that my mom will be making.
Oh,
so.
now the mom's going to be making this one here. I mean, she's going to have your picture on it and everything like that. I mean,
I wish. It's going to actually have my logo on it, and
Right.
then on the back, I think it's going to have event staff or something. So.
well, that'd be great. And I like who designed your flyers here?
Amanda Upton.
Amanda did. Well, she did a good job at doing that. I do a lot of graphics art. It's used to do years ago for a company corporation, and it takes some talent to do that. You got to have a good eye for it and something that's going to stand out, and that stands out pretty good. And now I see where you're going to have the recognition of first responders of Union County.
Yes.
Tell a little bit about that.
At 12:30, we want as many first responders possible to be there. We would like for them to be there the whole day, but at 12:30, I will be recognizing all first responders since this event is kind of for them. I will also be speaking a couple of times throughout the day, just welcoming everybody and thanking everybody for being there.
Okay. Are they going to have you a stage out there?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Hopefully the one that they had for the graduation is pretty cool.
It's kind of, well, I call it a stage, but it's going to be under the gazebo, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, well, it's raised up
Yeah.
like that, and plus it's kind of got you out of if it's the sun shining, hot weather, got you out of that too. So, well, that's great. And I tell you what, we will be right back after these messages here. We try to get our sponsors on about every 15 minutes. So let's go to Keepsake Jewelers for your ever occasion needs and jewelry and other items they have besides jewelry too. And
preparation for state week and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Let's do that. All right, I'm back again with you, and no, I'm not Miss Teen, not even Mr. Teen either. So we're talking to Miss Teen, Union, South Carolina's Fair, and Madison Gregory, and she's been telling us all about this great big event that's coming up. It's a lot of stuff going on there. You're just going to have to show up, and you're going to have to go there because you're going to have fun. You're going to have plenty of food, some excitement there. Take your children, let them, you always say, we don't have nowhere to go in Union. Well, you got somewhere to go this time. And we want to thank also University of South Carolina Union for their part in sponsoring this event also. And Annie Smith, kudos to her also for working with you, as you mentioned. And we're going to talk a little bit about preparation. People think that preparation for going to state and these competitions and things that, oh, I just walk in, I look pretty, and I'm going to get it. If that's the case, I'd win. Maybe not. So tell us a little bit about some upcoming things that you got to prepare for to go to Miss South Carolina Teen. Is that what it is?
So I actually will be staying in Columbia for 10 days, the week of state, which is a very long time. The first couple of days is mainly rehearsals, just learning, the material. The rest of it is talent and interview things that's on me. So for months now, I've been in interview coaching with Sam Rainey, who has helped me a lot, and I will be continuing to go to him all up through state, as well as rehearsing for my talent. So
now, what are some of the things that he teaches you that because all of us thinks that we can just talk. Me, I go back and listen to myself. I use and that, and use some other words there that I'm saying, why do I keep repeating that? It's because it's one thing, I'm not all that trained there, and I just do it anyway. So what are some of the things that you get that really is going to teach you how to be a great interviewer or to interview someone else?
So each session with him is really just, he throws questions out. It can be about political stuff that's going on. It can be about current events. It can be about my platform. And I'm there an hour, and that entire hour from start to finish is just throwing questions at me back to back to back. And I'll answer all of them, and then we'll go back and talk about my answers and talk about if it was a good answer, if I should have elaborated a little bit more, different things like that.
Well, had you ever throw a question out? He's probably doing it kind of rapidly too to get you to think. Have you ever I know myself, if I got rapid once, I would give some stupid answers, and thinking back on it, and you go, I know you said you go back over them.
Yeah.
After you say it, and you go to the next one, you ever say, oh, why did I say that?
Yes, there has been multiple times that I have done that. He makes me type up all of the questions and answers that he asked with that session, and looking back at some of them, I'm like, why did I say that? Like, I could have had such a better answer for it, but it's part of the learning process.
Right, and that, do you practice at home?
No. I don't. I know I should, but as much as I have going on between planning this family fun day and cheer coming up, with practice and tryouts next week and dance and school and all of that, I really honestly don't have time.
Well, see, what you can do is get some of your cheerleading girls there, says, ask me questions as we're cheering. And start cheering out some of the answers out to them, And somebody said, what is she cheering? So speaking of cheering, how many hours a week do you practice that?
So we actually are starting practice this week. Actually, we start tomorrow for tryouts, which is actually Saturday. So I have had quite a bit of a break from cheer since basketball season, but we will be practicing about 2 hours every day this week.
So you got competition this Saturday?
I have cheer tryouts this Saturday. I don't have a dance competition. Competition is over.
Hopefully the tryouts is early.
Yes.
or maybe late. Might be too tired afterwards. And what is the speech or the questions? What are some other your talent? What is your talent that you're? I believe we talked about this one time before.
So, my talent is dancing. I'm a clogger, so I will be clogging at the competition. And I actually already know my solo for state. Now it's kind of just going back and critiquing everything and making everything sharp and big and really just getting it down pat and perfect for competition.
Well, clogging is from when I was growing up, and I used to watch my sister and them. They'd clog. I never did get into the clogging. Uh, it's different now. It's to me, it's more entertaining. It's more rhythm. And now, are you very choosy about the music? And I know that has to be important, right?
Well, I'm the one who picks about the theme that I would like to go about. My teacher is actually the one who picks out the music. I kind of let her do it because she's the one who knows what songs go good with what rhythms. And since she's the one preparing it, I kind of let her take the lead in that one. So,
Oh, okay. Now, do you have to have special shoes for this?
yes, you have to have clogging shoes.
And that's got what taps on them?
Yes.
And okay. And how do you think you are?
I would say I'm pretty good, pretty
Okay.
decent. I've been doing it. I've been dancing for, I think this will be my 15th year dancing.
Now,
So
do you do other dances besides clogging?
I've done every style of dance throughout my 15 years. This year I actually stuck to clogging and hip hop. So,
Oh, okay. Hip hop?
yes.
Oh, okay. Does the hip hop go with the clogging?
No.
Well, I was trying to put that in my mind and picture of that clogging with a hip hop. That might be something new. Bet you do. Whoops. Uh, okay. And what are some of the other preparations? You got your talent. Um, do you, because I'm not really knowing everything in the background of a pageant like like yourself or Kim Lawson used to do that. And with her daughter was, Leah, it was Miss South Carolina. And so, what is some of the things that you're going to take away that's really, really hard that you think that's in this competition?
um, I would say probably the hardest thing would be interview. I think that's probably what the most preparation would go towards. Everything else is kind of, it's all hard, but it's kind of,
Now, is this going to be broadcast on TV?
the last night will be broadcast on, I think it's Fox News, I'm pretty sure, and that will be that Friday night. I'm pretty sure that's the 24th, maybe. So,
Oh, okay. So they're going to be broadcast on TV where people can turn on the TV sets on Fox and watch that. Well, we'll have to watch that and of course root for you and everything too. Now, the judges. Do you know who the judges is going to be yet?
I will not know that until closer to competition or week. I think they kind of keep that on the down low so people's not,
Bugging them,
yeah, right.
almost like an Andy Griffith scene where everybody was bringing in, having to sell the shoe salesman they thought was a one of those talent scouts, and he sold a lot of shoes. Now you're going to be there 10 days. What time frame? Say one day. What time you have to get up, and what time is your time?
So the first couple of days, like I said, will be mainly rehearsals. So rehearsals start at like 7 o'clock that morning, and I won't get back into the hotel room until probably 10 o'clock that night. It is a all day thing. Once the actual competition starts, it'll be the same thing. Get up at 6 o'clock, do your rehearsals for that day, get ready for the competition, and then do the competition, and probably won't get back into the hotel room till probably midnight.
Now, where will you be doing these at? I know it's to be Columbia, right?
Yes,
We're at in Columbia. Is this?
I think it's the township auditorium in Columbia, so it's a pretty big auditorium.
Okay. Do you know what you're going to be doing? Say, for instance, I know first day probably some orientation stuff like that, but you're going to be practicing from 7 o'clock on. Like, will they feed you there? Of course.
I hope so. Yes.
What are you going to be practicing? That's my thinking. I mean, me being thinking, you know how to walk, you know.
So, every night, all of the girls will do a opening number to kind of open up the show. So dancing, and we will learn the material for that in those days, and then kind of getting our spots on stage and practicing our talent on the stage, just getting a feel for what that stage is going to be like, and then practicing each phase of competition on stage.
Being on that stage there, have you seen the stage?
Mm-mm.
Yet? Do you know how many people will that auditorium hold?
I have no idea. I have seen a couple of pictures in the past, and it looks like it's pretty big.
Well, that's because a lot of people get up there and they say, well, we'll be on a stage, and they get up there and they see, of course, all the empty seats, and then there's going to be people in those seats, and some people get stage fright. Some people get camera fright. You wouldn't believe that some commercials and stuff I've done on an individual, and a 30-second would take 3 hours to do. It's because they get stage fright with it. They can't speak and talk. Even on the show here, sometimes I have to talk and lead some of the people because they freeze up at the beginning. Then they get comfortable. I try to make it comfortable for them. But I just was curious on how many people you think it's going to seat.
I have absolutely no idea. I know that it's going to be nothing like a dance competition, probably 3 or 4 times the size of that. So I imagine there's going to be a pretty decent amount of people there.
Now, Will, I know you're going to be doing your own thing, but Will, is there going to be some times where they're going to put you in groups to do a group?
I think the only thing that I will do with other people on stage will be the opening number. I think everything else is kind of solo, but I will know more about that once I get down there that week.
Okay, I didn't know if they had where, I know looking at the Miss USA and things like that, usually sometimes they had the girls coming out doing like a number or singing
Yeah.
as a group instead of the individuals because they wouldn't want individuals because some of them cannot sing.
Right.
And I didn't know if they was going to have you to do that.
I don't think so, but like I said, I'm very new to this, and so I will know more information about everything once I get down there that week.
So you talk being very new, and is anyone that you know that's been through this that you that could give you some insight or?
Well, I know there's one girl that's still in the system. I actually danced with her for a couple of years. Kirby Helms has been in it a couple of times. I know that my LED Amanda, she hasn't been in the actual competition herself, but she has been a part of this organization for many, many years as the photographer and has been the LED, I'm pretty sure, to some other girls. So she's kind of showed me, the ropes of things, but it's different when it comes from a girl who's actually been in it. The perspective's a lot different.
Right, because they can tell you from experience what they're looking out there and seeing, and they got a little nervous when they look out there and see all these people out there. But you're not going to be nervous. You're good at talking in front of people, and that's good coaching, and more you're exposed yourself out talking in front of people, the more I'll get choked up more nervous talking to 5, 10 people than I do 1,000 people.
I will say that being a part of this journey has brought me out of my shell so much. This is more, in my opinion, this has been more of a development journey for me than anything. I used to be this very quiet, shy girl, and doing this is something that I would have never done a year ago. So it has been a very big development thing for me.
And that's going to go great far as your career when you interview for that big job where you'll have so much confidence and where a lot of people lose a good job and they have the qualifications but don't have the people skill set. And so that's one thing that's going to build you up real good. Now, 10 days, that's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is your mom there with you 10 days?
Yes.
So you have to have a chaperone those days there.
I will actually, the only time I will get to see my mom is at night. She can't be backstage with me. She can't be in rehearsals with me. The only thing that she's really going to be there for is bringing me food when I need it and putting me to bed at night, and that's about it. I won't see her any
That's kind of
other
like
time.
you've done all her life, right? Yeah, so she got that skill down real good. uh, Now, being there, like you said, the parents, none of them can be backstage. And I think that's a great thing. Uh, there used to be a show come on where these little tykes was getting these little pageants and stuff, and the mother's back there, and the bickering and all this stuff here. No, I couldn't.
There actually, with this specific organization, nobody is allowed backstage, not even makeup and hair artists, who will be getting me ready for that week. They get me ready at 3 o'clock that day, and then that is the last time I'll see them. Nobody's allowed backstage. So, in my opinion, it really brings us closer to each other, like the girls, because
Right.
we are going to be the ones that each other depends on backstage, helping zip up dresses, or if a hair needs a fix or a makeup needs touching up, we have to depend on each other, and I think that's really going to bring us closer that week.
All right, well, we're going to go one last commercial with Keepsake Jewelers, and we're going to come back and find out about the makeup and the hair and all that good stuff there, maybe some products.
Yep.
All right, I'm back with you again, and you've been listening to the Prime Time with Jerry McKee, and you've been listening to Madison Gregory, Miss Teen Fair, Union, South Carolina. I'll put it all together, one sentence or two like it. It might not be in the right direction, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they laughing at me. Yeah, that's right, but that's okay. But you're going to find out some good tips now. You're going to find out some good tips on some makeup, hair, and who's going to do all that hair and stuff with all these girls. So we're going to find out from Miss Madison here. Now, you was talking about girls getting together. No, so do they have anyone there that that does the girls' makeup, or is that on your own?
So each girl kind of gets to pick whoever they want to do their hair and makeup, and then they have a specific call time that day, and then once your artist gets you ready, you're done for the day. They can't be backstage with you, and you won't see them again.
So they have to do that morning?
Each call time is different for different girls because there's some artists that will do 10 girls in the same week. So my call time will be 3 o'clock in the evening. So I won't get ready until 3 o'clock, and then I won't get ready again after that.
Okay, and is that each day?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so you can just kind of go bummy the first of the morning then, right?
Yeah.
And blame it, say, I didn't have my makeup guy out here. Well, y'all are like movie stars, like that makeup, but you can only have it at 3 o'clock like that. And now, do you choose the person?
Yes. So my person that I chose is Lakin Smith. She will be doing my hair and makeup for the entire week. I'm actually going for a little consultation with her in a couple of weeks just to get to know her and do a little trial run with hair and makeup to see, different hairstyles that I might want for that week. Really just get everything prepared for that week.
So she's going to do hair and the makeup.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, back when I was growing up in some of these things, they had these big blowed out hairs, teased out, uh, hair buns that goes way up in the sky with look like beehives. I think they called them beehives and all. So y'all probably won't be having any of that. Now, what about your nails? They got someone who's going to do your nails? Or that same person does that?
No, I actually plan to get them done before I leave, and then just hope that they last me the whole week.
Now, you're going to be there 10 days. Do you get a break in anywhere in between these 10 days, or is it just packed full?
It's packed full. It's back to back to back, 6 o'clock every morning to midnight every night. There's no breaks.
So did they give you an itinerary that each day that each hour you're going to be doing this and doing this and doing that and doing that?
Yes, so there will be certain hours in the morning for practice, and then each girl in the teen and miss division is in different groups. So I think, like for example, for the teens, there's color groups. So let's say the color is red, green, and blue. Each girl in different groups will do different things each day. So I may be doing talent while somebody else is doing evening wear that night. So you'll have a different schedule each day for each group to practice the thing they will be competing with that night.
Okay. And when they make the announcements of the girls to come in, will you be coming just one after another like that when they call your I guess they will call your name and your title?
So I think we will actually be introducing ourselves each night as our title and our name, but then as the competition goes out, the MC will introduce us.
Okay. Do they have a director in the back that's keeping everything organized back there? Okay, you got to
Yes.
get up here, you got to go to this right here, you're supposed to be standing right here. I'm just wondering if they have marks out there on the stage where they have that where you will have to stand there in that X.
Yeah. I definitely hope so. I know that we actually did get to meet a couple of the people who will be helping us backstage, like the first aid person in case there's an emergency, or somebody to help fluff out our dress before we walk on stage, and then people calling us into different areas at the different times. So
Right. And when you win this competition and you all over the state and you're the winner, will you be going national?
yes, so as soon as the competition is over, I'm pretty sure Piper said when she won, she went straight to a press conference literally the next morning, and then she left for Hartsville for I think it was 6 weeks. And she was in Hartsville for 6 weeks straight, and then went on to the Miss America. And that, if I happen to win, that will be what
No,
will
when you
happen.
win. It's not happening. When you win.
That will be what happened. I'll go straight to Hartsville for 6 weeks to
Wow.
train up for Miss America.
Does your mom go with you?
Yes,
Huh.
she is able to
Vacation.
go.
You don't have to do nothing but just put her to bed and feed her. That's all you got to do. Man, you're going to have a maid. Now, when you get through with all this right here, you will be a great mentor for someone that's going to be going through the same thing. Like you're saying, you really don't have one yourself. You kind of learning on your own. But I got a feeling that you could be a big asset for another teen that's going to go through this.
Actually, since the competition is next month in June, I still have my title as Miss Union County Fair through October, and so I don't plan to stop after the competition. I plan to keep on going and talking to little children and girls who are wanting to fulfill their pageant dreams, and I still plan to do some activities around the community through October once I have to crown the new Miss Union County Fair.
I have to ask you this question here, is that when you first started in this competition, did you ever think that you were going to be where you're at now?
No. When I went to compete in the fair pageant last October, I had no idea that this is where I would be. I remember I won, and I started talking to Amanda, and she was like, you have the option of going if you would like to go, because that was my ultimate goal, was to eventually make it. But I didn't know it would be this year. I didn't know I would be in it this year. And so when she told me that I had the opportunity, she was like, do you want to go? And of course I had to take it. And so I went, and I never would have imagined that this would be where I am right now.
Did you imagine it was going to be this hard?
No, like I said, I went into it completely new. I had no idea what I was doing. And Amanda told me, she said, it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of nights where you're up until after midnight doing schoolwork because you've been working on stuff for the pageant. And she warned me, but I had no idea that it would be this much work.
Yeah, and that's very important to let people know, is that it is a hard work. It's not something that you just get dressed on. It's not like a fairy tale. You know, like a princess just comes in the limo. It lives in a big mansion. You know, it is hard work.
Nobody knows how much work it is until you go through it. I mean, I watched Miss South Carolina pageants from when I was younger, and I never knew what happened behind the scenes of getting prepared for this. Nobody really knows what the journey's like until you're on it yourself.
Well, we're getting close to the end, but I want to ask you, clothes. How many changes do you have to go through the whole time in the pageant?
So there will be multiple clothes changes that week. You have to think, you get up and you have to have something to wear to rehearsals. Then you have to have stuff to wear to the actual rehearsal for whatever you're doing that night. And then you have to have an outfit for that night for whatever phase of competition you're competing in. And then you change into a awards gown that you wear just for the awards. And then you have to change after that in case you go to any after party. So there's going to be multiple clothes changes that in a day, let alone that entire week.
And let people know they do not furnish your clothes.
Yes, they do not. We have slowly but surely gotten our whole wardrobe out.
So when you go to Columbia, you'll have to take a U-Haul truck.
Yes.
To take all the clothes.
Yes. Amanda said when you go, it's going to look like you're moving in a hotel room for a year. That's how much stuff you're going to take. And I believe it.
Now, because some teens and growing up and all, they're gonna say, "Wow, all those clothes, and you get to have all these changes on here," but it's stressful, isn't it?
Yes.
Because you got to pick the right outfit that's going to make you shine.
I know for me specifically, I'm a perfectionist. From the earrings down to the shoes, everything's got to match. And so this journey of my picky self finding outfits has been so stressful, and it's a whole workout in itself trying to find something. So
I got to ask you, how many pairs of shoes you have?
I have a whole closet just for shoes. In my room, I do. I have a closet that is specifically for clothes and a closet that's specifically for shoes.
And they're probably well organized.
Yes, I have tennis shoes and flip-flops and heels and boots, and it's very organized.
So it's almost okay. How long does it take you to get ready?
It depends. Like in the mornings for school, I just throw on anything I see. It's in the mornings. I'm not a morning person, but if I'm planning to go somewhere for a weekend, it takes me like probably an hour and a half to get ready to go somewhere, just because I'm a perfectionist. Everything's got to be perfect.
Right. Well, you got an image that you got to, and the standards for yourself, of course. You got to present out there. You just don't want to. They say, "She's what?" Wow, she looks like that. You got her hair teased out this way and all this right here. No, you've got an image, and that's part of the pageantry, is projecting a good image, and you do that well. You carry it well.
Thank you.
And plus all these other things you do. And we're going to, any final words you want to say to anyone?
I do want to say thank you to everybody who has supported me this far in my journey, specifically my mom and my grandma, and of course Annie and Amanda and all of her family and any other friends and family that has supported me this way. It's been very fun.
Well, that's great. Well, I'm Jerry McKee, and you've been listening to Prime Time with Jerry McKee, and you've been listening to Madison Gregory and her adventures that she's going on. Please support her and be watching out for the next Miss Teen South Carolina. So we already know she's going to win. So we're going to do that. Well, I'm Jerry McKee, and I hope you have a great night. And let's get you some music on here or something. There we go. I knew I had something in there. We'll see you next Monday. We have Barbara Rippey coming on with us next Monday, and she's going to be giving some insights on all the stuff that she does around here. Have a good week and have a good night. Goodbye.